Welcome back to episode 12 of Factorio, and it's time to get those last science packs going. Purple and yellow. Or production and high tech, if you really want to know their actual names. I never call them their actual names, so let's get started. What we actually need is assembly machine 1s to get started, which is relatively straightforward. We've actually already got the recipe here, and we've already got all of the components here. So let's actually just go to fast inserters. And we need circuits, don't we? So we need to pull off a line of circuits from somewhere. That's going to be annoying. Let's just relocate and put them up here where we can grab the circuits. I'm now pretty much building with red belt exclusively. I'm not worrying too much about, replacing it all, but we will get to that. Okay, so let's put that down and try again. Let's just grab the recipe from down here and a couple of inputs. We're going to want the long-headed inserters. And some power would be a good thing. There we go. So they're happily going to start making. We're also going to need some of these. So we may as well just borrow, let's say, this line. And will it always go into the same side? We'll see. I think it will. So that should be ideal for putting something on the other side from this machine. Let's just put you there and some more power. So we've got two things, assembly machine 1s, and we've got electric engine units, and electric engine units are coming from there. Over on the far side of things, I'm going to run a belt run a belt temporarily until we get an upgrade to our robotics. I've got a machine here making electric furnaces, and they are the top tier of furnaces. They no longer need coal. So once I've got the science running, what I'm probably going to do is upgrade our furnace setups to using this. So I'm just going to bring it up here for now. Again, this is very temporary, but more than good enough to get us started. We want to go down here. And across. Let's just get our little tank out of the way. Had to go on an excursion with a tank. It's one thing to show you once I get out. Our pollution has crossed this huge river or sea, and as soon as that touches any of these bases that were more along the shoreline, it's going to cause them to attack, and they'll find their way all the way down the coast, up through here, and then back towards the base. So I had to get rid of those as well. I'm gonna have to get rid of that one as well at some point. Let me know if you think that I should turn biters off, by the way. They're pretty much just a distraction at this point. We can obviously get more and more weapons to take them out, but they're not really doing much. And it's more about the actual assembly of things, really, to be honest, Factorio. So there we've got the three components we need. And we're going to put a machine down here and say, build me purple science. And that's pretty much everything. We're just going to need to supply all the stuff we need into there. So one there, and some power. Now, how to get this into these? Well, we don't have any long-headed inserters that can insert 3 or 4. So what I was thinking of doing is maybe taking it this way. If I just take that out of the way for a second. If we have some underground belt, say, going this way, and then belt running this way, what I figured we could do is run, those inserters we've got up there, going the opposite direction. So if I just grab, let's say we want, in fact, I don't even need a second belt, do I? I only need 6 science packs, so I don't need that second belt. That's fine. Easy to sort. There we go. So once I put an inserter down here, and we get rid of combat robotics, that's going to start inserting purple. Great. That's exactly what we need. And then we're going to want lots of blue inserters. We've got 9 at the moment, but no, I don't want you to craft all the prerequisites. I should set up a machine to actually do those, but I guess I will. Okay, so we then just have inserters going crossways, which, and then we'll probably may have to, no, that should be fine. It'll just take a little bit of time to populate through them. T to start new research. So if we want to get to the rocket silo, we're going to need both the purple science and the yellow science. But we can do the rocket shooting speed in the meantime. Have you created? Yes, you have. So we can run them this way. And because we have all the power grid set out, we don't have to do anything too specific. We've got everything we need, I think. Let's just cut those off there and just drop those back on the belt. Right, so they don't need purple signs at the moment, that's why they're not grabbing things. We also need the other signs. Okay, so we need the yellow. That needs speed modules, it needs copper cable, it needs processing units, which are the blue circuits, and batteries. And you know, it sounds like we have all of that. I think we do. Let's go and take a look at the end of our bus. So here are the blue circuits, here are the batteries. What else did it say we needed? Speed modules and copper cable. So the only thing we need is copper cable. The rest of these we can actually send up. So if we just extend these lines for now, I don't know, I should probably use that feature where I can get 2 belts. In fact, let's just do that. Just so I know exactly where all the belts are. And the logistics network is going to bring me lots and lots of this belt back. I think I've got it set for 300 at the moment. Yeah, 300. So that's pretty cool. So now we just need, and I've got stone bricks piling up. We just need to send some copper off this way. So let's grab some of you and send it up here. Okay, and then we need to make a factory to convert that copper, and we do it all the way up here, just so we don't use up this space between the bus and the factories. We want copper cable. Now I'm going to need more inserters, and to put the factory in the right place, because I'm that good. There we go. So if we do that, then we should have copper cable going onto that belt. Now, where's the recipe for it? There it is. And we need some more power. Yep. So on the other side of this belt, what we could do is add another ingredient. So in this case, what's the first one? Batteries. And so we want batteries coming up here maybe. And then underground. All hooked up, and then we just need the batteries to be brought off the main line. There we go. And the last 2 we can pull either into a same belt or just bring them up independently, and I think I'm just going to bring them up independently. They're going to need to merge into one belt up here anyway. So if we do something like this, that should do the job. And then just need to bring everything up. Whoops. That's no good. Right, so I want blue. Is it blue? Yes, blue and speed modules. So speed modules just have to go this way. And then blue, I'm probably going to... Well, there's a couple... there's a couple of ways of doing this. You could do that, and it'll feed only onto one side of the line. Where's my underground belt? Oh, my out. What do I need? Am I just out of iron? Yeah, let's just grab some iron. That will take a minute to craft. You can feed onto one side of the underground belts. That's how they kind of work. And that will ensure that it stays on one side. So what we could do is simplify it. I think here. Yeah, so they're always going to go at one side. So in this case, for this one, it shouldn't really matter what I actually do with it. Yeah, it shouldn't matter. Okay, both of those going up. But here, because they're always on one side, we can just bring this across. Like that. Okay, so now we've got two lines with all the ingredients, so we can then make a factory for yellow science. And you don't need any liquid inputs. No, you're just going to need a couple of inserters and some power. And then a couple of long-handed ones as well. There we go. So both of those should start going, and we can send it this way. I run out of belt. But as soon as I get inside the logistics network somewhere, where's my... Yeah, as soon as I get in the orange, it'll start sending me belt. So if we send the yellow science up that way, we can probably join on up here with these without too much trouble. Where are the robots bringing me by? Let's actually change. Do we have robot speed? Because the more robot speed we have, the better. That's logistics slots. Let's just look up speed, shall we? Worker robot speed 3 needs 150 purple science. Great, we've got purple science. Are you going to bring me more belt? They're really slow at this point. There we go. Oh, there's more coming. Come on, guys. Here, home on me. There we go. Do we have 300? Close enough. Alright, so let's go grab this. The purple should all arrive on that side of the belt, so as long as we arrive on this side, we should be fine. And if you're wondering why I'm moving faster, I did actually get more of my suit sorted. I'll show you in a second. There we go. That should be yellow science sorted once I put an inserter for this. A couple more, maybe? Yeah. So let's get a couple of those producing. I'm not sure how many I'm going to need of these, but so we can scale this up quite easily now. There we go. So we've got all the science packs we need, I think. That is everything. One of the important things for your suit is to get to portable fusion reactor. That'll let you get lots of extra stuff, and more importantly, for your robot network, it needs 150 of each of those types. We get the active provider chest and the requester chest. So this lets you sort of get rid of a lot of belts. So you can basically say, hey, supply iron here, and as long as you're providing iron somewhere else, your robots will start taking that stuff across, and that makes your entire setup, well, first of all, it makes it look a lot cleaner, but second of all, well, it looks pretty amazing to watch all the robots go. And now that's going to take a little while, so let me just craft more of these inserters. I need copper coil, which we have lots of, and we need some Okay, circuits. Lots of circuits, lots of copper. Now we can craft those. Not sure if I explained, but in previous episodes, I've now moved across a lot of the furnaces over to faster belt, to red belt by standard. However, there the train isn't doing too well. Why is the train not... Oh, I didn't damage the... Did I damage the train? Why won't the train move? Let's go and have a look. Where's our train? Oh, is it out of coal? Yeah, this is something I should have explained, and I forgot to do myself. Yeah, you need to fuel the train itself. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's out of coal, so it's just literally run out of fuel halfway down, which is fine. I can go and grab some coal, but I didn't put the coal loaders on the, which is crazy because the coal's right here. You need to put some more loaders on the front and back so that it doesn't need to be on all stations, just so that on at least one end it refuels the train. Otherwise you have this crazy situation where the train can't go both ways. This is going to be a little bit weird though, because as soon as I put the fuel in, it's going to take off, and then I need to go and chase it to actually turn on the other end so it can move back again. Let's just put some fuel in, shall we? And can I get on board? No, I missed it. Right, fine. I'll refill that off camera. Let's go and take a look at what the next project is. Okay, so after the whole creation of all the science, we now need to look at least at power. I'm not going to do it this episode, but I need to replace these, I think, with nuclear power. That's going to be coming up soon. I've got a couple of places I can grab uranium from. One is right there, and then there's a couple on the outskirts over here, but they're a bit too close to the biters for my liking. There's a tiny bit there, which I could grab to start off with. But yeah, we're going to need to replace these, because if we look at this, well, we're getting pretty close to this as it is. We're staying ahead of our needs, but not by terribly much. If you look at 1 hour, you'll see our production of power is going up as I'm adding more steam engines, but so too, over time, is the sort of mining drills and the assembling machines. So we're going to need to replace it. I could keep adding more steam, but it keeps producing more pollution, so there's an argument for going across to nuclear power. The other argument is, of course, that this coal is not going to last forever. It's on 300k, so we may want to stop using coal. Eventually, we'll not have any coal, aside from coal liquefaction, I think, in any of the base. So you'll end up with lots and lots of spare coal as time goes on. At the moment, it's still in use in our copper furnaces, which you'll notice I've got 2 belts coming over here, but only 1 hooked up so far. There's a little balancer right there that's just making sure that this bottom line is completely compressed as much as it can, while the top line is unused. I'll actually make it used in between the episodes, and these are filling this line, which is a full red belt now, and it's feeding all the way up here. It has, well, nearly full compression. I think there's a tiny gap here and there, but it's feeding our circuit factory, which is in turn, now it's getting enough copper, now starving us of iron. And it's starving us of iron because we're producing steel, which is using up a lot of our iron. And the iron, of course, is coming from our train station, so everything connects to everything else in Factorio. So you do have to watch that. You'll see that it's emptied these top boxes, but not the bottom ones. I've got another balancer here, and here comes more ore. Yeah, there we go, you see. Now, what I do need to hook these up to is put a red wire along all of them and have them all unload at the same time, so that we don't end up with this situation where these middle boxes end up never emptying because only the outside boxes empty. So when you hook them up, they'll all empty at the same rate. I didn't do that previously, but I need to remember how to do that, so I'll go and look it up. It's just red wire and a couple of extra machines to actually get that to work. But they do unload into these boxes quickly enough. which starts us down the furnaces. But again, that top line, which is these two lines of iron, are being used up by the steel at a rate of knots. So we need to solve that. And you can see this patch is almost empty now. In fact, you know, I can start ripping up these old ones. There is a mod that will actually automatically mark these for deconstruction. But because I don't have that mod, I need to go through manually. But there's not much iron left. And once that's gone, well, we can add more furnaces, of course. And then I'm going to need another iron patch. I need to actually put more miners up there anyway, so yeah, I'll do that between the episodes as well. We've got all the science processing going just fine, although we are not getting back stuff on red and green science, so I'm going to need to sort that out. Again, I'll do that between the episodes. We just need to double this setup, I think, to get that up and running. Beyond this point, we're across to looking at rockets, however, or nearly. Now, please let me know in the comments below if you want me to continue after launching the first rocket. I'm not sure how much more there is worth covering in a beginner playthrough like this. If I go into the expert side of things and doing everything really rigorously and properly, I'm not sure whether the excitement's there. Let me know. See what you think. I'd like to know your opinions. However, we're nearly at the rocket anyway. So we got productivity module 3, rocket shooting speed 4 and 5. Again, all very straightforward. 300 of the larger packs. What are you? Another 300 and another 300. So 900 of the packs. And then 1,000. So a couple of thousand packs and we're going to get to rocket silo. Which we need to make a few things. First of all, the satellite. You have to put the satellite in the rocket before you launch it. Otherwise, you don't win the game. Learned that one the hard way. For that, you can just use assembly machines to make solar panels and accumulators. Just a few setups to actually make one satellite will be fine if you only need one. However, you tend to need, in order to get this done in any kind of reasonable time, a lot of assembly machines to make low density structure, rocket fuel, and rocket control units. Now we've got most of the ingredients for these. The only thing we're missing is solid fuel, which I need to make. And then I think everything else is pretty much sorted. We need concrete, but only 1,000 of it to make the first silo. Unless you make multiple silos, that's a different discussion. Otherwise, yeah, so we're going to get to that soon enough. But in the meantime, we're going to get nuclear power going. So that's next episode. I think I'm going to leave it here. Just keep the science all to one episode, nuclear power to the next, and then maybe the rocket maybe the rocket ingredients in the episode after, and then finally launch the last episode of the series, unless I hear otherwise. We may well hear from the comments. So let me know. And otherwise, thank you for looking at the episode. Feel free to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave some comments. Subscribe as normal, and we'll see you next episode. Thanks for watching.